Hello everyone. We are Group 5 and our topic is Chapter 9, The Entrapment, His Exile, and Love with Josephine Bracken. Next. Rizal's arrest. Rizal went back to Malacanang Palace on July 6 for his scheduled meeting with the Governor General Disbujul. He was asked whether he had in possession leaflets that went anti-friars. He was shown the leaflets entitled Pobres Frailes or Poor Friars, and His Excellency informed him that his leaflets were found in his baggage in the hotel. This Pujol showed him pillows in a sleeping mat where the leaflets were been hiding in as were there. Those belonged to him. Rizal answered that those belonged in his sister Lucia. So, si Despujol ay nag-serve siya as a Spanish Governor-General in the Philippines between 1891 to 1893. So, bumalik si Rizal sa Malacanang Palace para sa kanyang schedule na meeting kay Governor-General Despujol. At tinanong siya nito tungkol sa leaflets. Leaflets, ito yung para siyang flyers. At andun na at ang title niya ay Pobres Frailes or Poor Friars. Next. Governor General was not convinced of the answer of the Rizal. As a result, he informed Rizal that he would be placed under arrest for the moment. The Governor General dispatched his nephew and aide Ramon Dispujol to escort Rizal to Port Santiago. He was detained at the port for the meantime. Unfortunately, the Governor-General Despujol did not make a full investigation of the leaflets and how it was discovered in Rizal baggage. Rizal nothing to do with them, nothing that these leaflets could be used against him to came out later that the said leaflets were printed at a press of Augustinians. It was alleged that the same place in Rizal baggage upon orders of the friars by the nephew of Archbishop Nuzalida. So, hindi daw nakumbinsi si Governor General sa sagot ni Rizal. Kaya dinispatch muna siya or dinetain sa kulungan at ang nag-escort sa kanya ay si Aide Ramon Disbojol na nephew ni Governor General. Next. Decree of Deportation. Governor General ordered Rizal to be deported to Dapitan. The decree of deportation was published in the Gaceta de Manila on July 7, 1892. The decision of Governor General was prompted by the advice of the Jesuits of banish Rizal in Dapitan, where they were in charge of the parish. He had with him a letter from Father Pablo Pastil, the superior of Jesuit mission in the Philippine address to Father Antonio Obach. The letter authorized Rizal to leave Jesuit's mission house. The decree of deportation provided that the Rizal had published several books that were openly anti-Catholic and anti-cleric. It also mentioned that discovery of the leaflets in Rizal possession upon his arrival in Hong Kong. Governor-General in decree provided that his was an obvious attempt to discredit the friars in the Catholics when was equivalent to denationalize the over Catholic Philippine Islands. So yung Gaceta de Manila ay na-publish siya noong July 7, 1892. At ito ay desisyon ni Governor General Despujol. At nagbigay din ng letter si Despujol kay Father Pablo Pastil ang superior ng Jesuit mission in the Philippines. After Father Antonio Obach, a letter authorized the Rizal leave Jesus Mission House and naka-address kay Father Antonio Obach at napublish din ang several books ng mga anti-Catholic and anti-cleric. The decree also mentioned the book El Fele written by Rizal. The issue on El Fele centered on Rizal having dedicated the book of the Gonborza, where the decree called traitors of the nation. Like likewise mentioned is the part of the novel where the author wrote the tree was no other salvation from the Philippines but separation from Spain. This schedule in the decree also banned the entrance and circulation into the islands of Rizal writing and admonish those in possession thereof a surrender the same of the authors. So, na-mention din yung book na ginawa ni Rizal na El Feli at na-issue ito at nagpursige siya dahil sa dinededicate niya ito sa magkakapatid na Gomborsa, decree called Traitors of the Nation. Rizal in Port Santiago. Through the decree deportation Rizal to Dapitan came put on July 7, 1892. He was not immediately exiled, but stayed temporarily in Fort Santiago. He stayed incommunicado at the port 8 days before he was banished to Lapitan. He was treated well at Fort Santiago while under temporary detention. He was given room, as usual passion with a coat, dozen chairs, a table, and banished and mirror. The the commandant of the fort gave Rizal a good reception, very much different from ordinary person. So, si Rizal daw ay dineport sa Dapitan noong July 7, 1892. At nung nag-stay siya doon ay iba yung mga ginagawa sa mga preso at sa kanya. Siya ay binigyan ng good service at mga table, chairs, passion with the coat, and diesel. Hindi gaya ng mga ordinary prisoner na hindi ginagawa yon sa kanila.
Rizal bound for Dapitan. This Pujar personality visited Rizal in Fort Santiago, informing him that he would be taken to Dapitan. It was 10 o'clock in the evening of July 14 that he was scheduled to leave the fort. Rizal then prepared himself and fixed his things, and Rizal was taken to the port using the same palace coach that brought him to Port Santiago. It was the ferry boat Cebu that would take him to Dapitan. General Amada, together with several persons, were present at that pass. The captain gave Rizal a prime cabin, marked as Jefes, which means commanding officers. Ang meaning po ng Jefes is commanding officers. He was guarded by a sentinel and a corporal. In the evening of July 17, 1892, upon arriving at the town, Rizal was met by Ricardo Carnicer, the politico-military commander of the district. He was given two options were either to stay at Carcenero's house or at the Jesuit Mission House. Next is Rizal and Ricardo Carciner. Rizal opted to stay at the house of Ricardo Carcinero. The latter was given the duty to oversee the activities of Rizal and with instruction to report to the Governor General. The Spanish commander knew that Rizal was not an ordinary deporter, and so placed him under a close surveillance. Carcenero allowed Rizal to go around the town. He required him to report only once a week. The two usually are together at the house of Carcenero. In that report dated August 30, 1892, he asked what he asked that the reforms Rizal would like for the Philippines. In that same conversation, Rizal was also asked if he favored the expulsions of the friars from the island, to which he answered in the negative. The report was an opportunity for Rizal to let the government know the political reforms he wanted for the Philippines. This report contained two or more reforms that Rizal wanted. These were freedom of religion and of the press.
Rizal's sadness while in exile. Rizal's exile in Dapitan gave much sadness to him as well as to his family. He failed to spend time with his family since his arrival in Hong Kong. Rizal wrote to her mother in Hong Kong his first while exile in Dapitan. In that letter, dated July 25, 1892, Rizal expressed his profound happiness. His agony was further aggravated because he was uncertain as to how long he would stay in Dapitan as deportee. The government general gave no pronouncement as to when he would be freed. Don Ricardo Carnicero likewise could not give a precise date when Rizal could leave Dapitan. Rizal told his mother, "I still do not know how long I shall be in Dapitan." This letter he wrote at the same was he was brought to Dapitan from Fort Santiago on July 14, 1982. The life of Rizal during exile is Rizal lived a pretty simple life during his banishment in Dapitan. Rizal had built an informal school where he taught several children. He also had patients who went looking for him to get healed. He is also fond of doing agricultural pursuits. The reason of Rizal exile is he was exiled to Dapitan because of the confiscated reading materials. He published books and articles in other countries that criticized the mother Spain. He dedicated his novel El Filibus Terismo and Noli Tangere to the three priest martyrs named Gomborza and Father Gomez and Burgos Zamora. Rizal in Dapitan. Rizal lived a pretty simple life during his banishment in Dapitan. Rizal had built an informal school where he taught several children. He also had patients who went looking for him to get healed. He is also fond of doing agricultural pursuits, and Rizal even fell in love and formed his intimate relationship with Josephine Bracken. Rizal's life in Dapitan was simple yet worthwhile. Even if Rizal was in exile in Dapitan, he was still able to make his situation productive. This may remind us that whatever lifestyle we have, we are still capable of doing anything. We can make a difference even the littlest and simplest ways. Just like Rizal, we should not look ourselves in a box. Our hero managed to do good things even if he was in exile. He didn't limit himself and he embraced his surroundings. It's not a surprise that people in Dapitan cared very much for Rizal. When he left, our hero helped and inspired that people in Dapitan. Rizal reminds us that no matter who or what we are, we can still make good differences despite obstacles. We should not be scared. We are all capable of helping. We should not limit ourselves with the things around us.
Rizal meets Josephine Bracken. After hard work in the silence of the night, Rizal was sad. He missed his family and relatives and family and goods and friends in a foreign land. His heart was void after the death of Leonor Rivera on August 28, 1893. He felt he needed someone to cheer him up in the midst of his solitude. Josephine came to his life. So who is Josephine? Josephine Bracken was an Irish 18 years old lady, a chestnut with blue eyes, and simple yet slender, and gouty in atmosphere. She was born in Hong Kong in Irish parents on October 3, 1876. Mr. George Potter adopts her in birth because her mother died. Later on, Mr. Topper became blind since there was no ophthalmic specialist in Hong Kong. During that time, he was accompanied by Josephine, his adopted daughter, to Manila to seek the service of the famous surgeon, which is Dr. Rizal. When they arrive, Dr. Rizal and Josephine fall in love with each other at first sight. It was a whirlwind romance of love. They decide to marry immediately, but they refuse because there's no bishop approval or permission. So next is changes in the Philippines. While Rizal was in the Pitan, many changes took place in the administration of Spain in the Philippines. Don Antonio Mars, as a minister of the colonies, he described as the most liberal-minded colonial minister. He asked for resignation of Despujol as a governor general. The latter was refused, and he is dismissed by temporarily replaced by Federico Onciano as acting general. The new governor is not strange in the Philippines because he served in 1866 Mindanao as a governor military, and he helped Dr. Rizal in the Spanish Medical Corps in Cuba. Rizal Katipunan uprising. So next is, Rizal wrote a petition of his freedom to his brother-in-law Manuel Hidalgo, his deportation in the Pitan, but he received no reply from General Blanco. Like this, Pujal, Ricardo Carcinero was not spared with changes in the leadership of the island. He was replaced by Juan Sitges upon order of Onciano. Carcero's treatment of Rizal while he was under custody. Rizal had not reacted his religious and political views. There was also revamp within the Jesuits. Father Juan Ricard took the place of Father Pablo Pastels as a superior of the Jesuits order in the Philippines during Rizal deportation in Dapitan.